Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Preston here from Preston's Corner, and today I want to talk about the future of video, and that is 4K video. Now I know a lot of people are, ate up with DSLR cameras, mirrorless cameras, stuff like that, but today I want to talk about video cameras, and more specifically 4K video cameras. So I was at my local Best Buy the other day, and I was looking at 4K cameras. Like, what are the options available and what can you do if you want to start cranking out 4K content? Because there's 4K TVs. I have a 4K TV. I just got the Chromecast Ultra, but the problem is there's not a lot of content in 4K. So if you want to start cranking out content that's in 4K, you'd really be on the cutting edge, the bleeding edge of technology. And not a lot of people are doing this. You can do it with some of the action cams like the GoPro, and there's a couple other ones, but as far as producing it professionally with the 4K camera, there is the Sony line, okay? So they have the low end all the way up to the high end of, it's kind of consumer but also prosumer. There's, you could use this for like a documentary film pretty much. So you've got the low end, which is the AX33, and by low end I mean it's $750 retail. So it's a pretty decent camera. It does 4K. You've also got the next camera up, which is the AX53, and then you've got the AX100. So it's 33, 53, 100. There's some other really good reviews here on YouTube. I'm not trying to review the camera. What I am trying to say in this video is if you wanted to jump into 4K, the Sony AX33 is a great option. You get a lot of bang for your buck. The camera used to be about $1,000. Now it's on sale for $750. So if you wanted to jump into 4K, that's a great camera to do it. Also, let me just tell you guys, if you're still shooting in 1080 and you're like, I have this 4K, what am I gonna do with it? If you take that 4K and you downscale it to 1080, it's gonna look better than if you had a shot in 1080. So that's just another benefit that you get shooting in 4K. But as far as the competitors and what you can do, there has been some people saying that some of these cameras, they don't do well in low light situations. But, for me and for other YouTubers like you guys, I'm here in the studio. I've got lights. I've got two lights here. I've got a light back behind me. I'm not worried about low light situations. If you're out in the field and you're shooting a lot, then that might be something that you really want to take into consideration. But for what I'm doing, and a lot of other YouTubers I've seen, they've got a setup where they're either sitting behind the desk or they're in their bedroom. They don't need something that can do run and gun situations and adapt. I mean, once you get up to that point, you're talking about spending thousands of dollars on a camera, which is frankly a little absurd. I mean, I'm shooting this video on my Canon DSLR, which is the T6i. Great little camera, great with autofocus, also takes wicked pictures if you're into photography and stuff like that. So that's what you can get with kind of the 4K cameras now. I just wanted to talk about this. There's a lot of issues because there's not a lot of cameras available. I'm shocked that Canon hasn't come out with something, or any other competitors. Panasonic does have one, but it doesn't really have the best reviews, and it's a little bit more expensive than the Sony. So I just want to let you guys know you've got the line of Sonys, like I said earlier, the AX33, the AX53, and the AX100. Now, I don't think there's any question in anybody's mind that the 100 is awesome, but it's pretty expensive. It's like $1,600 right now. The AX100 is the freaking camera. It's got that 1-inch sensor. It looks absolutely stunning. I've watched a ton of videos about it on YouTube, and you can learn everything you want to know about it. It's awesome, but the price is also pretty stunning. Ouch, it's like $1,600. It's pretty much more than double what you could get the AX33 for. So, it's all depending upon what you want to spend, what you're doing on YouTube. If you're not really doing anything on YouTube, then it doesn't make sense for you to spend that kind of coin. But if you've got a channel, if you're cranking stuff out, then it might make sense. Also, I wanted to talk about the lens stabilization now for guys like me and other YouTubers who are in the studio a lot and just shooting. Like I said, I've got my lights, I've got my camera right here. It doesn't make sense for me. The AX33 would probably work because the complaints on that one were low light. And if you're out and shooting, you might want to go with the AX33 and the 53 because of the Boss stabilization of the lens. Now, that's really awesome. I'm kind of surprised that the AX100 has it, but when you find out that that camera's a few years old, it makes a little bit more sense. But it's basically got a built-in gimbal. So you could be out there shaking the camera around and the lens will stay in the same place because of the gimbal that's built in. It's really sick technology. Sony is, Sony is awesome. I'm kind of a Canon guy, but If I was gonna get a camera, I would probably get the AX33 just for the 4K capabilities and to jump back in. Now, I do wanna address a couple things that you might not know about 4K cameras. Now, when you're dealing with that kind of data and volume of data, you need to upgrade your memory card, okay? This is something that people will not tell you. You can't have just a generic memory card in your camera. You need to have a higher speed, at class 10 at least, video card so you can write all of that data to the card and then shoot it over to the computer. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching. I'm Preston, this is Preston's Corner. I appreciate you watching. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you next time.